Hey, what's up, guys? It is Rapmark here. So, doing my review for Halloween Ends. It is a little over a week late, uh, but yeah. So here it is. This isn't the first one I've done like a little bit late, um, but let's not dwell on that and let's get on with it. So. I had two major issues with this film. The first one was all the promotional things, the trailers and all that, had this as a Laurie versus Michael showdown. And what we got, uh, that was like maybe 5 minutes of the film. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? Uh, Yeah, it was ridiculous. Um, it felt like it felt like Michael was completely sidelined in this, which is funny because in the last one, Lori was. Uh, is it Lori? Have I gone crazy? Yeah, Lori. She got sidelined bad in kills, but and I don't remember exactly what I gave kills, but I do remember like, man, there's a lot of really like terrible situations in here. People being really dumb, and I mean, I get what they were trying to do. It was still really dumb, but it was entertaining. And here it's like, where'd you go? Like, you honestly barely even see Michael in this film, and it's so bizarre. They focus on a new kid who, I guess, like, he had some bad, like, he had bad stuff happen to him, and he finds Michael like in a sewer and lets him go, and then he just slowly gets more evil, and I'm just so confused. Like, I get the whole like, I mean, did he infect him or what? But I mean, it's and just how much they what they did to Michael was this another thing I had an issue with in this movie, because again, you have this in kills. You have he was shot how many times, stabbed how many times, run over, like he's been through some things, and he came back and he annihilated like an entire town. He annihilated so many people. It was so over the top, but it was so great. Like, I loved the ending of it, but man, people were just dumb as shit in that movie. And then this one, it's like they play him off as like weakened, and I'm like, how? Like, the way they establish the lore is, the more he kills, the more powerful he gets. And there is a kill that he has in here where it feels like he's getting more powerful. And then he gets beaten up and is masked and demasked by some teenage kid. And like, I saw that and I'm just like, what the hell is going on here? But he's still shown as being powerful. He literally holds up a woman with one hand by her neck, stabs her through a wall. You know, he ends up snapping someone's neck, which is not an easy thing to do. They make it look easy in the movies. It is not an easy thing to do. Um, I mean, he's throwing Lori around. I mean, she's putting in a good fight, but man, he is manhandling her, and she manages to take him out. Just like they demask him, it's just like, you are just a man, and that wasn't the point of the other two. Is they were setting him up as this sort of supernatural evil thing that gets more powerful each time he kills. And so that was so those were the two big things. Is I hated how much they promoted this as the showdown between Laurie and um, Michael, and there was like 5 minutes of that. I mean, it ended. It ended, but like it was more about this new guy and Laurie's granddaughter and their romance. Like, uh, it's like we suddenly turned a slasher into a drama, and I'm just like, man, what are you doing to this franchise? Like Halloween, like the 2018 Halloween, I thought that was decent. That was good. It made some good homages. Kills were a little generic, but essentially the whole thing was an homage to the original Halloween, and that was cool. Um, the problem came then kills it. You had some fun deaths. Like it was a fun movie to watch, but man, the people were so stupid doing like never shooting him in the head, never like always turning around, going in by yourself. Like people were dumb in that movie. That movie had issues, but it ended in a very like how I would expect Halloween to end. And the problem is then they then skip 4 years ahead. 4 year like, and I remember I said this at the end of Halloween Kills. It's just like, why would you do that? Like that sounds like a terrible idea. Why not just have it be directly after these events, and then finally have him killed? Like 4 years, and this is what they did with it. They essentially turned him into a shell of who he used to be, who gets demasked by a teenager, who gets thrown up, thrown over a railing by like teenage bullies. Good grief. And then like Lori gets a house and is like trying to move on. It's like her daughter was killed. Her daughter was killed, for God's sake. And Jason, or not Jason, Michael is still out there. And she, like, her and her granddaughter, after what they went through, aren't going to try to hunt him down. Like, they wouldn't have figured, oh, there's a sewer pipe in here. like, I, I don't know. There were a lot of, like, really weird choices in terms of storyline and writing in this movie that they took for here, and I absolutely hated the way they promoted it. So what else have we got? I mean, you do get the good ending for Lori and her granddaughter, but like just the story, the to get there, it's just like I felt like it could have been way better executed. Like whatever they were planning for this movie, I don't think it came out as. I mean, maybe it came out as they intended, and this was it. And I'm just like, wow, you bait and switched me. Or maybe it wasn't. Maybe they were intending this. But yeah, either way, it hit me as massively disappointing with what I was shown in trailers, and it was massively disappointing the fact that they literally turned Michael into a side character in his own show, which, as you've seen me through other shows, I don't like that. I think that's stupid, and I think it's bull. So, um, so yeah, I mean, I think that's really all I can say. What did I like? I'll get to some of the things I did like. I did like the kills. So, like, some of the kills were pretty cool. Like the way the teenage bullies were killed, that was pretty awesome. Um, I didn't like how there were a couple of kills that were done like off screen. Um, I like the whole getting stabbed through the wall, like stabbed and held up on a wall kill. That was awesome. And then there's one like at the end where this DJ he literally like slams his head against this table so hard that it like breaks his lower jaw. Like his skull is just totally mangled. And his tongue is just lolling out. He takes his, he takes some scissors, cuts his tongue off, and it's just going around in the record thing. And so I mean, there were some pretty cool kills, you know, and a teenage girl like having her face like completely crushed like a melon, and then ran over by the car. It was so the kills I think were the strong suit. Um, but again, I wish Michael had been more involved. Like a lot of the kills were actually done by the other Corey. Yeah, Corey Cunningham, someone who started off as an innocent young teen, accidentally kills a kid, and yeah, it just goes downhill for him from there until he just goes nuts. And yeah, he ended up killing more people than Michael did in this one, I think. Because yeah, he ended up killing a homeless man. He ended up killing. Who is this? Oh, he killed the doctor. Um, he killed the doctor, and then he went through that crazy spree at the end of the movie. And who did Michael kill? Michael killed. He apparently has been killing people like for years while he's been hiding down there, and apparently, but that didn't give him back his strength or what is going. Like, I get it, he's an old man, but again, they literally through the past two Halloweens have established that he is an evil entity who gets stronger as he kills people. Like that is what they literally set him up as, and then they utterly changed it in this one to where he's just an old man who apparently can do some crazy things with his body at his age, but all right. Whatever. Um, yeah, he literally kills, let's see, a cop. He kills the nurse that's having the affair with the doctor. And that's it. Yeah, his oh no, and he kills Corey at the end. But yeah, that's it. Like he doesn't really kill anyone here. It's so like it's so weird. It's just like what's the point? Like why is this even a Halloween thing? I don't know. I don't know. But from what it says here, this may not be the last entry of the franchise, but it will be the last one that Jamie Lee Curtis is playing. And it's the last one that Blumhouse Productions will be working on because the rights are now going back to producer Malik Akkad. So again, it makes money. Like that's the thing with horror is they can be made really cheaply, so they almost always generate a profit. So there's that. Yeah, it's doing fine. It made its money back easy. But yeah, what would I give this? Honestly, with how disappointing I was with it, uh, and again, the only thing I liked were some of the kills. I mean, I did like the happy ending. I just didn't like, but it didn't feel satisfying. Like again, any part with Michael and Laurie I liked, and that's literally like 5 minutes of the film. 5 minutes, and some of the kills I liked. So I mean, this is a pretty disappointing entry for me. I I mean, I want to say two because I'm mad. I'm glad I waited a day to actually record this so I could cool down and actually like put it. Yeah, I'm not gonna give this a two. It's not that broken. I see what they were trying to do. It just failed on most counts for me, with the exception of the kills. And again, anytime Laurie and Michael were on screen together. Um, but yeah, I think this is going to be a three, guys. Uh, completely, completely wasted opportunity. A didn't like the drama, didn't like the romance, didn't like the new characters, and the focus on them. When the promotion was all about this being the final showdown, and yeah, it just was super disappointing. So anyway, yeah, 3 out of 10. Uh, I'll be back in just a little bit with the spoiler section of this to Halloween Ends. So I'll see you then. Hey guys, it is Rapmark here with the spoiler section to Halloween Ends. So where do we start? We go back to 2019. Um, oh, he's 21 years old, so he's not a teen. He's a young adult. So I apologize. Regardless, whatever. Anyway, so he's babysitting, and the kid he's babysitting like locks him in a room, and as he kicks it open, it knocks the kid over the railing, and he dies just as his parents come home. And yeah, apparently they try to get him of intentionally killing Jeremy, but he gets cleared of all charges. But the town hates him. He's everyone just talks shit about him, and he's just sort of down on him. Yeah, so there's that. So 3 years later on, you go through the whole montage of after this insane battle the night before, he vanishes. No one knows where he is, and everyone just sort of picks up. I mean, there is some craziness entails, paranoia, all that sort of crazy stuff, um, and bad stuff happening because of it. And then finally, they sort of get into this like sense of normalcy, even though he's clearly out there somewhere. And I don't know why Laurie and her granddaughter would like, with the characters that they were set up to be. I don't understand why they wouldn't be the ones to like hunt him down until he's gone. I I I don't get it, but I guess that was the story they wanted to tell. So anyway, going past that, Laurie's writing a book. Um, is living with Allison, and Corey is working at a salvage yard. So he injures himself. You meet the school bullies who I hated. I was glad they died. I was just like, that's what I wanted. I just wanted it to be Michael, not Corey. Anyway, he injures himself. Laurie makes the bullies go away, and then she takes him to the doctor's office where Allison works, and they sort of develop a relationship, which is a large part of what this movie is comprised of, their relationship and his descent into madness, essentially. And I'm just like, I just wasn't about it. Like, they focused so much on those two and sidelined Laurie and Michael so much in this movie. And I just, it didn't end the way I wanted it to. Anyway, let's see from there. So after a Halloween party, he gets thrown off a bridge, and the bullies run away. Uh, but he's still alive. He gets dragged into the sewers by Michael. There's this homeless guy who's just like, whatever. He's apparently seen this has been going on for years, so he doesn't care. Um, but he lets him go. Like, he's strangling him. You think this is the end. And then he looks into his eyes, and there's some sort of weird thing going on with it. So, I mean, is it establishing that he sort of passed his darkness on, or was the darkness always there? It's metaphoric. It's a message. It's convoluted, and it's written badly. So, I wasn't quite a fan of it. But as soon as he gets out, the homeless guy, he freaking is just like, why did he let you escape? He's been killing people there for years, and he attacks Corey, and Corey just eventually grabs a knife and just stabs this poor homeless man to death. And honestly, as he goes into this sort of darkness, Allison just gets more and more attracted to him, and it's just like, I'm sorry, what? this is this is so yeah. The dialogue for those two was like so terribly written too. It was so cheesy, so corny, so like he seriously sounds like a cult leader or an abuser, and she's literally like acting like someone who is being abused, who is just like, it's almost like a Stockholm syndrome. It's, I don't know, it just feels really awkward and really weird, and I wasn't a fan of it. Because again, they focus so much on that and sideline the characters that people want to see the most. Anyway, they go on a date, and Allison's ex, who is a cop, harasses them. He lures the cop into a sewer where he has Michael kill the cop, and as he kills him, like it almost looks like he's gaining power or whatever, and Corey's just like, show me how to do it. And like, again, it's so weird because there are times in this movie where Michael is still shown as being a powerhouse. And then there's some parts, like a part that I'll talk about later, where it's just like, are you fucking kidding me? This is so bad. So anyway, going on from that, so Allison's doesn't get the promotion at work because the doctor's having an affair with a nurse. So that's who he's given the promotion to. So Corey then proceeds to kill the doctor. So he I don't know if he knocks him out or whatever, but like when you actually see it, like he has a plastic bag over him and he's just stabbing him in the head, stabbing him in the face, and the neck, I guess. And then Michael comes with him and kills the nurse, like literally grabs her by the throat, throws her against the wall, and then stabs her and goes through the wall, and she's just sitting there like a freaking painting. It's, again, like he's still shown as powerful, and then they kind of ruin him. So anyway, but I did like the kills. I will admit that. So they are planning to leave Haddonfield together, but Laurie is getting suspicious because he's starting to act like Michael, and he has this evil look in his eye. And the thing is, she's right, and yeah, but Allison doesn't want to hear it. So yeah, there's a point where she finds him sleeping at the point where the little boy dies. Jeremy dies, and she offers to help him. That he distances himself from Allison, and it gets into this whole like, are we going to do this now, or what's going to happen? If I can't have her, no one can. It's like he's the monster and she's the freak. Uh, you know, Sort of your standoff that doesn't happen yet. So building up to the final standoff. So after that, on Halloween itself, he goes to the sewers and he fights Michael and he kicks his ass and takes his mask. And I'm just like, what the fuck? I was so mad. I'm just like, what are you doing? What are you doing with him? So after, and then he goes on this killing spree. Like, yeah, he goes on a complete killing spree rampage. He murders the bullies. He lowers them to the salvage yard. Uh, Puts like a knife or something in one of them's eye. The other one, like, he drives into a fence. And essentially traps one under the fence. A girl who is kind of nice, but still like part of the bullies. And one of the girls goes to help her. He completely slaughters her, but you don't see it. That's done off screen. Um, and then the guy has the shotgun. The head bully has the shotgun. He's going to shoot Michael. And this is a shotgun, so it's a widespread, but it plays it like it's a rifle. So that's another ridiculous move. But anyway, it goes to shoot him. His stepfather gets in the way, so his stepfather is killed. And then that bully gets killed as well. And then the girl he steps on her head and it explodes like a melon. It's kind of cool, kind of neat. I like that scene. Wish it was Michael, not Corey. I'm just gonna say that every time, because that's how mad I am about how much they sidelined him. All right, and then after that, he kills his mother, which is off screen, disappointing. It just shows her dead body later. Now, the cool part is the DJ. So he does kill the DJ at the radio station as well as the receptionist. You sort of see the struggle in the background. You don't exactly see how he killed the receptionist, but yeah, she did. But the DJ one I loved because, again, he grabs the DJ's head and just slams his head on the desk so hard that it just completely shatters his lower jaw. I mean, the rest of his head's probably messed up too, but his tongue is just like lolling out, and he cuts it with a pair of scissors, drops the dead body, while the tongue just sort of spins around on the record player. And so that was fun, but again, wish it was Michael, not Corey. Ugh. And I just hated the love story. Good God. And how much focus was putting into it. So anyway, he goes to the Strode house. Lori pretends to commit suicide to lure him there, and then he's just like, as if I would commit suicide. And she blasts him a couple times. He falls off the railing, but he lives. She goes down, empties the two bullets that are left, and then after saying it's just like, if I can't have her, no one can, and he stabs himself in the neck, and that's that. So, and then Allison just shows up. It's just like, what have you done? What have you done? It's just like, he's dressed up as Michael. The mask is right there, and I'm just, it makes its own main characters dumb. Like, this love story is just, it was bad. It was bad. It was poorly written, poorly handled, poorly executed. Shouldn't have even been there. Was not a fan, and that's essentially the payoff you get, and it's ridiculous. She just walks out, doesn't call the cops or nothing, just leaves, and then realizes that she called in a fake suicide, and realizes, oh my gosh. So she goes back, but while that is happening, Michael comes up. He picks up the mask, puts it back on, and then he gets on top of Corey, grabs him by the neck, breaks his neck. Again, powerhouse. What have they done to him? What have they done to Michael? Why have they done this? Why did they break their own lore for him? Anyway, so then we go through that. And then him and Lori fight. And this is the, like, 5-10 minute fight. It's like 5 minutes. It literally is just like 5 minutes. You know, where I enjoyed it because this is what I paid to see. Lori and Michael locked in Mortal Kombat, and who is gonna win? So yeah, he's throwing her all around. She's fighting back. She does finally get there. She pins his arm with a knife, pins his other arm with another knife, and then pushes a refrigerator down on his leg like he's not going anywhere. So he rips one of his arms free, goes to like go after and kill Lori, but then Allison shows up, cuts his hand off. Like, oh, but before that, Lori like demasks him, and he's just like, "You're just a man who's about to start breathing. Stop breathing." Stabs him in the chest, slits his throat. It looks like. Yeah, it's pretty gruesome. You don't see a good look at his face, but you see like part of his face in this. But yeah, he does pull his hand free, goes to go after her, and then Allison chops his arm off. Uh, so there's that. They finally kill him, both of them. Um, And then the body is taken to a salvage yard. Like, the cops show up. They see Corey's dead body. And then, which is completely glossed over, FYI. But yeah, they take Michael's body, put it on the car. It's just like, we're not supposed to do it this way. It's just like, tonight we are. And there's a procession of, again, like, every car in the town just shows up on the way to this. They take him to an industrial shredder, and then that's it. Like, they don't even show that much of it. You do catch the body being like torn apart, and like I was expecting at some point, like, because everyone's looking into the shredder, they're just looking in. I'm expecting him to like to do that last scare where he goes and he grabs someone or whatever. it never came. And yeah, he's just completely shattered. And then it goes to the ending, the epilogue. You know, Allison and Laura reconcile. Allison leaves. She says she's done with the town. Lori rekindles her romance with Deputy Hawkins and finishes her memoir. And that's how it ends. So, like I said, really disappointed in this one. Was not a fan of how much they focused on the new characters and this weird love story. And they sidelined so many of the main characters that you wanted to see. Lori and Michael. Yeah, so 3 out of 10 again. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.